Node.js and how to install the TypeScript. Actually, there is a simple thing. So if we need to implement any TypeScript based applications, we just require two things. One is Node.js and another one is TypeScript. TypeScript compiler. So whatever the software we require for to execute our programs, so that is called what? TypeScript compiler. Okay. So now TypeScript compiler, so we can say in the short form TSC. So TSC is nothing but here TypeScript compiler. So whenever we are using the TypeScript file to compilation purpose or to execute to application implementation, there we should require TSC. So whenever I'm using the TSC, so that you should remember, so that is a TypeScript file. Okay, so now to install the TypeScript, that should be simple. So to install the Node.js, directly you can visit the Node.js website and from there you can install. Already we have seen in the yesterday's class how to install the Node.js in our system. And if you want to install the TypeScript, there should be one command. Actually, once after installing the Node.js, so we might see, so that is npm. That is called what? Node Package Manager. Node Package Manager. Node Package Manager is all about whatever the Angular related implementation, TypeScript related implementation we are doing. So that thing will be taken care by the Node.js, Node Package Manager. So suppose after installing the Node.js, if you want to check that whether it is installed or not, simply type node-version v. Otherwise, you can type node-version full name you can specify. So already I have installed in my system Node.js. Okay, in my system I have installed Node.js. Guys, can you able to see my terminal, Windows terminal? You can able to see, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now if I want to check whether the Node.js is installed or not, just simply type node-version. See what is the version of that Node.js I have installed, that will be displaying here. Okay, so now to install the TypeScript compiler, that is TypeScript software. So we should require to execute TypeScript programs, TypeScript compiler is required. If it is a JavaScript, no need of any JavaScript compilers because any of the web browser will be having the inbuilt JavaScript engine. Okay, to install the TypeScript, so we should require, after installing that, npm is available, right? After installing the Node.js, npm is available. So at the times, now you can do npm install TypeScript. Okay, so TypeScript -global. So global means, suppose see here I am working on the directory called a directory, whatever it is. So it basically, so whatever our installations will be happened, so that will be done in the C drive. But wherever in the global across our computer, wherever you want to use, there if you want to install, simply you can put -g. -g is nothing but here globally means global to the computer. And in any other programming languages, suppose if you are installing a Java, so then we should require to set the environment variables. That means we have to set the environment for to execute our Java. So to verify that whether the TypeScript is installed in my computer or not, there should be, so one command tsc, TypeScript version -v we can give, otherwise tsc -version you can give. Either of the ways, that will be correct only. Now I have to verify whether I have installed. See here, so wherever the path, it's irrespective of, because I have used this path, no? So class workspace is frequently using workspace for our JavaScript programs. That's why here also I am using the workspace. Now what I'm going to do here, so I have to check the TypeScript version here, whether it's installed in my computer or not. tsc -v I can put. Okay, now whatever the TypeScript version I have installed, so that version it's showing. Okay, version of Node.js is different, version of TypeScript is different. Keep that in your mind. So that should be compatible. Okay, so if you want, you can Google it. So what are the compatible version of Node.js and Node.js TypeScript related versions, you can find it out. Otherwise you can simply install the latest version. Okay, so now coming to the VS Code. Like suppose, first of all, we should require one thing, so that is Node.js software. Okay, Node.js software is installed, and second step is TypeScript compiler is also required. That one also installed by us. Okay, now third thing, so we should require, so VS Code. We should require an editor or else
IDE. So that is called VS Code. So we can call it as IDE, or else we can also call it as editor to write the programs. So which programs? TypeScript programs. After that, so we have chosen the editor and installed the software. Everything is done. Okay. Now I'm setting up my VS Code here. I'm setting up my VS Code here. So this is what. So where I have actually, so inside the TS workspace, this is a folder structure. If you want, you can open this one, reveal in File Explorer. There you can see the folder where I have installed like this class workspace inside the TS workspace, that is TypeScript workspace. See here, there is no files available till now. Okay. So after installing the softwares, I am using the IDE. So to write the TypeScript file, see here from the left side, if you can observe, so anything like file formats, JS stands for JavaScript. So less than, greater than symbols are stands for HTML. So like that, there should be some styles related hash, like that there should be some file formats. Right side, if you can observe, so the file format extension is .js, .html, .js, .txt. So like that, there are some extensions to recognize the file formats. Now what I'm going to do, so I'm simply creating one new file. Okay. Here I'm starting the TypeScript file. Okay. See here, untitled TypeScript, whatever the file I'm using here. So that is untitled. Okay. Untitled. So now what I'm going to do, whatever the JavaScript statements I have to write in the JavaScript file, same thing I'm going to use here. So now, so just I'm putting one log. So that log should be console log, console.log. Inside that, I'm putting one message, welcome to TypeScript. Okay, welcome to TypeScript. Just I'm putting the console log. Okay. Now this is a actually normal file, so untitled file. Now I'm saving this file. Okay. So whenever I'm saving this file, it's asking for file. Where should you save? Inside the TS workspace, there are no files. So instead of giving the .js as an extension, we are giving for JavaScript files. Now I'm giving one sample, or else I can give some demo.ts, because it is a TypeScript file. No, that's why we are putting extension as a .ts. Whenever we are saving any file with the .ts, then the compiler will recognize the file which is going to be compiled is of type TypeScript. If it is .js, it will recognize it is a JS file. If it is .html, it is recognizing like it is a HTML file, like that. Okay. Now I'm saving in the TS workspace. Okay. TS workspace. Now if you can observe the file directory, whatever the demo we have saved, see here, left side TS is coming, and the file format .js, whatever we have saved, that will be coming. Okay. If you can observe like that, it will be there. And if you can see in the file structure, folder structure in the workspace, see here. Now you can able to see the folder structure as well here. Inside that class workspace, under TS workspace, we have here, we are seeing demo.ts. Whatever it is, the VLC format, whatever it is, it's showing is irrespective, but the extension is like some TS file. Okay, TS file. Now what I'm going to do, so there are two things to execute a file. So whatever the TypeScript file, if you want to execute, that should be followed two things. So one is like I'm putting some comment here. In between the comments I'm adding, so whatever I want to add the text here, just for explanation purpose here. So there are two steps to execute the TypeScript file. Okay. Step one, first need to convert TS into TypeScript file into JS. Okay. So that is the process of called what? Transpilation or transpiling. Okay. What is that step actually? So whenever we want to compile or convert TS file into JS file, there we should use, first thing is TSC. So this is a command. See guys, this is a command, TSC space that particular file name. So whatever the file name we have provided here, demo.ts. Okay. demo.ts.
here whenever you are giving for compilation also, that should be .ts file, it should accept. Okay, .ts. So after compiling like this, okay, after giving the whatever we have given the command, so from the terminal, so now if you can see here, I will open the terminal here. New terminal I have opened. From here only I'm giving the next process. Just I have opened the terminal. Whenever I give the command like this, tsc demo.ts. So actually, first of all, we have to check where our terminal is resides. That means in which directory. So demo.ts is under workspace. So mandatory to place this terminal also in the same working directory. Okay. Now let me check. Wait for 1 minute. Right, it was open. Right. Suppose first step we have to execute, but if you can see here, class workspace is there. So not in TS workspace. For that, you have to change the directory, that is CD space TS workspace we have to provide. Okay. So like this, under this directory we have now. Okay. TS workspace. Okay. So see here, folder structure. Whenever we have class workspace, under the TS workspace, under that we have demo.ts. Now the demo.ts file will be available here. So now what I'm going to do here, first command as it is I'm typing. Okay. tsc and demo.ts. If I put that, what will be the result? Okay guys, in the PowerShell mode, I'm unable to take, I'm taking the command prompt here. Okay. So now same command I'm going to give here. Okay. No, so the working directory is class workspace. I have to change it to the current working directory. 1 second, it will throw some exception. Yes, cd ts workspace. Under that I have to take. So now same command I have to give. If I give like this, see there are no errors. If there are any errors, you will get the errors here. Okay, exceptions. Now don't think of the file format here now. So wherever we have saved this file, there you can check it now. Okay, if you go there, ts file, see here, before that demo.js file is not available. So .js file is not available before that. Only we have demo.ts file. But now what happened? So demo, whenever we done the compilations, when we do this command, when we run this command tsc, tsc demo.ts, now, so the file of JavaScript, the TypeScript file will be converting into JavaScript. It's converted to TypeScript. So now there are two steps actually. So first step is converting TS into JS. So by following this step, now the second step will be like this. Okay. So whatever the JavaScript statements we are executing, JavaScript programs we are executing, same process, execute the JavaScript. Execute JS file. So JS file execution we know, right? So by using the node, already we have seen in the regular day-to-day classes, we are using the node only. For that, what we have to give? Node space JavaScript file name. So whatever the file name is containing .js as an extension. Okay. See here the extension should be .ts. Here the extension should be .js. .ts and .js. We know that. So whatever the file name we have saved, that file name as it is converting into JavaScript file. Okay. Now I'm giving demo.js because already it's there in our working directory, current working directory. See here, right? So if I run this command from there, so what I will get the output. See here, welcome to TypeScript, it's printed. Welcome to TypeScript, it's printed. That means actually in the JavaScript execution process, we have to follow only one step, that is called what? Directly node space the file name .js, whatever we have. But we have not saved any file with the JavaScript file name. So internally, when we run this command, automatically, so the JavaScript compilation, transpilation of this TypeScript will be done, and it will converting into JavaScript.js. Okay. Now you might be having the doubt. So what it is containing in the demo.ts, you have same code like whatever we have written, one console log we have. Okay. So same code, one console log we have, that is welcome to TypeScript. Okay. Right. So now if you come to here, okay, if you can't come to here, demo.js file, I'm opening with the one editor, particular editor. So like with the notepad. Okay. See, the code whatever we have written, so that will be there as it is. Okay, that will be there as it is. But what the syntax is saying, so console.log is a JavaScript one only, right? So if you get to know so more about the JavaScript file, whatever there inside the JavaScript file, so whenever we are working with the large programs, large set of programs, those we will see. But as of now, so just observe, so this is also treated as a JavaScript file. This is also treated as a JavaScript file. Okay. So now this is how the first initial step we have to follow to run our TypeScript file. Okay. So now from here onwards, we are working with the TypeScript. Whenever we are going to execute any TypeScript file, so then we should require two steps. One is converting TS into JS, that is called what? Transpilation. After transpilation, we have to do the normal execution of a JavaScript file. Okay. So like that we have to do. Okay. So then, so from here onwards, so whatever the topics of that programming language, TypeScript programming language, we will see one by one. Okay. Right. So now coming to the first part, that is variables. Just I'm taking one extra text file here. Okay. So variables. First topic is variables. What are the variables? We know already the topic of variables, right? We have seen in the JavaScript only, we have seen about the variables. What is meant by a variable? Variable things. That means values will be changeable, changed. Actually, by definition, if you can say, the variables are named memory locations. Named memory locations. Okay, named memory location. That means, so anything. So if it comes to the named memory locations, anything. So when we are working with the programs, okay, when we are working with the programs, if you want to take the input data, so if you want to take the input data, 10 is a number. Okay, so 3.4 is a number. Okay, so like this. So and if you want to take some string, welcome is a string. Okay, so and the true I am taking true. Okay, or else false, Boolean kind of thing. Okay, so like this, if I want to take any data, without data we can't process anything. So in every programming language, now if you can take anything like as an input, so that input should be stored somewhere until unless completion of this file. Suppose if you are taking here, so there are no any variables we have included, but as of now, so the control string whatever we have taken here, that will be the input, because that's what we are going to get the output. Okay, so now in that same manner, so when we do that, so the named memory location, the location which is given to the particular variable, the variable will holds that what? The data, actual data will be holding until unless completion of this program. So the program will be completed when we do the execution. So once the execution is done, so then the program is completed. Until unless the values, suppose if I want to perform an operation, okay, 10 plus 20, okay, so that I have to store in the variable. Okay, so like this, if I want to store 10 plus 20, 30 value in entire program, so until unless my program completion. So here C, we can say the name of the location. C is name of the location which is holding the data 30. So like that it will be recognizing. So only this will be temporary storage named memory locations. That storage is also temporary, so not permanently. Once the program got closed, then the memory will be erased. Okay, temporary storage. Variables are named memory locations which stores the data temporarily throughout the program execution. Okay, So now coming to the another point. Okay, any variable we will take, so that will be holding the values, as I said. Okay, which type of values? That may be any type of values, but that values, suppose a equal to 10 I have assigned here. Okay, so after some time I'm going to take a equal to 20. Okay, after some time a is equal to something like in the JavaScript we have seen, no, we can also assign welcome, like string also we can assign. Okay, like this, any variable we are taking throughout the program, that variable values might be changing. This is the value, right? 10, 20, welcome, these are the values. The variable values might be changing. That means variable named memory location, variable. Okay, variable means changeable in nature, which is used to store the data named memory locations temporarily, but that values of that particular variables might be varying from time to time, place to place in the program. So that's what the exact 2 points you have to remember whenever it comes to the variables. Okay, so actually this is the process how we are declaring the variable in the JavaScript. Now, so like var keyword, we are using var keyword, or else we are using let keyword. Okay, or else we are using the const keyword. Okay, there are 3 ways we can define any JavaScript variable. In the JavaScript and in the TypeScript also, we can define by using any of the var or let or constant. You can use anything, but here 2 types of declarations will be happen. 2 types of declarations will be happen. Suppose var we are taking. Okay, so var, whatever the variable we are taking, so that variable a, so that value we are going to assign, the value is 10. Okay, so this is the type of static declaration. This is the type of dynamic declaration. Dynamic means I will tell you, dynamic declaration. So what is meant by dynamic declaration here? Dynamic typing. That is, here whatever the right side value we are taking, so that won't be recognized while compiling the program. So whenever we are doing this step, no, so this step node space demo.js, at the time, so the variable a will be treated as a number. It is a number type. Okay, so in the similar manner, in the TypeScript will allow dynamic declarations, or else we can say dynamic typing. Okay, we are giving as a dynamic typing. And here, so whatever the variable we are using, that we can specify the data type like this, number. So this is called what? Static typing. Static typing. So that means static typing or static declaration. So that means what? So whenever we are declaring the variable, so while declaring the variable only, we are giving the data type. But here dynamic typing, when we are declaring the variable, we are not defining the type of the data. So it will be recognized and treated the data type at the runtime. Runtime means that might be changing, so time to time. So here static means you won't change this value. So if it is a number means you have to assign after that. Thereafter, if you are declaring any a equal to string, if you are trying to save, so that won't be allowed, because already we have given strict typing, that is number format of data only a should be allowed. If it is a dynamic typing, then a is allowed to take the string value as well. A is allowed to take the string value as well. Like this, we have to differentiate the static typing and the dynamic typing. Here, as I said in the previous class in the introduction part, so here in the TypeScript, it will be allowing dynamic typing as well as static typing. Static typing is like this. So if you want to take, suppose let some name, it is a variable. So string type of data I am taking, string is equal to Mythri I am taking. Like this I have to take. Suppose here I am separating the type with the colon. Whenever I am typing, I am separating with the colon. Here a is a variable, right side one is the type, data type we are specifying. So and after equal, that is a value. Here like this I can give. Okay, so it will allow both static typing and dynamic typing in the TypeScript. Okay, so now coming to the data types. Okay, so like in the JavaScript, so how we have the data types like this only, because it is a static typed language. If you providing, even though static typing is optional, we have to provide each and every time static. That means data type should be provided. So for this, what type you have to specify here? What type should be specified here? Okay, so there are some data types even though in our JavaScript also, so like number, string, boolean, null, undefined. So these kind of data types are available in the JavaScript. In the same manner only here also we have number type, number data type, and we have string data type. Okay, so we have number data type and we have string data type, so boolean data type, and also one more thing, another one is any. Okay, so we'll focus this one, we'll put some special interest on this any. Okay, right. So numbers are any type of data, like numbers 1 2 3, okay, 45, so 678, like that, any type of whole number data, that we can call it as a integer numbers, integral part. Okay, whole number data, integer part. So don't think integer is also a type, it is only number type. Number type might be having integer. Okay, so or else we can have the float values, like suppose 2.3 is also number, right? And also 45.6 also number, right? Okay, so like that 10.003 is also number, like that we might be having float values. So this type of data is called what? Float numbers. So the above one are integer number, integer number. This is a float number and above one is a integer number. So like this, any type of data, number format of data will be taken with the help of number. When we declare any variable with the number, so that will allow accept any type of the data, either integer type and floating type. Okay, so now coming to the string type. So the string type is different, like suppose collection of characters which are enclosed with the single quotes. Okay, suppose welcome to Mythri Ojas, like this I'm specifying, this we can call it as a string. Okay, in the same manner you can put that in the single quote. Okay, that will also be treated as a string type. Okay, here the collection of each and every character, the collection of individual characters will be treated as a string. Okay, collection of characters are considered as a string, string type of data, the textual data, string type of data. So actually there is a beauty. So in the JavaScript and TypeScript, there is no point of like ASCII conversions and ASCII values treated, like even each and every character will be in terms of some ASCII values that will be converting into some binary. So like that, there is no headache actually. So if it is JavaScript, Java and C, so we have to discuss all the things internally, but here no need of all those things. String means just a string with if any data so is containing double quotes or single quotes, that will be treated as a string. Okay, so now coming to the next type, Boolean type. Boolean type is just two things, one is true or another one is false. So like this we have any data, true or false, that will be treated as Boolean. Okay, we might seen this Boolean string numbers in the previous JavaScript programs as well. Now coming to the any. Okay, any is nothing but by name itself is saying that any type of data, any type of data. Any type means you might take numbers, you might take strings, you might take booleans, any type of data you can take as a any. So for that you have to specify the data type like this. Suppose for integers, how we are going to define? Suppose where some number, where some a colon number I'm specifying here is equal to some 100 value I'm specifying. Okay, so if the same example I'm taking for another float value also, where b is equal to number type 100.45, like this. For string, so how we are going to define for string? So for string also, where some str colon the data type you have to specify equal to the string, either in double quotes or single quotes. So Mythri Ojas, like that I have to specify. So now for string 2 I'm giving, so this is also type of string only, but whereas I can give a single quote or else I can give the double quote, so that will be valid as part of JavaScript, because internally it will be converting into JavaScript, right? Boolean value, so the Boolean values are like, suppose Boolean, sorry, where some t colon Boolean is equal to true, like that I have to define. Okay, in the same case, false case also I'm specifying, here I have to type false, like that I have to specify. Okay, Okay, fine. So now I have specified Boolean string a number. So like with respect to the data type. Now what is kind of any here also, where suppose any, like you can take string. That means it will accept the string, it will accept the number, it will accept the booleans, anything you can take. So by specifying this will be treated as a data type. By specifying this will be treated as a data type. Like this, there are different types of data types available in the JavaScript. So this number, string, boolean, and this thing. Okay, so this is how the data types are involved in the JavaScript TypeScript. Okay, now coming to the next part, that is, see, you want me to explain this in a programmatic manner? Then simply I will take one example. We know the process of execution. Now I have to take the data types, right? Suppose where I am taking, where a colon number I am taking, so is equal to some 10. Number is equal to 10 I have specified. That is a number type, right? So now coming to the string type, I am taking one str is of type string. So the data type that should be in terms of string, even though inside double quotes whatever you are giving number also, that will be treated as a string. If you are not providing after defining the string, no, after defining the data type, no, it won't be accepting. Suppose I'm taking one let of some boolean, type is boolean, so true statement I am taking boolean. If I am trying to assign a number here, okay, see here the variable it's showing the mistake. See, it is a string. If I am trying to give some float point, okay, here it's showing the error. Okay, see here, so there it will be showing some error, red mark is there, no? So that's why whenever you are typing, the static type should allow the same type of data. Okay, for boolean also, let true case boolean is equal to, that should allow either true or false. Okay, so now any type I am specifying here. For any it will accept the number, it will accept the string, okay, it will accept the boolean. So whatever you want to put, that will be printed here. Okay, so here you have to add some console logs here. So that is, I'm just printing number a, number type. Okay, so number type. From here we will give something like backtick characters we have seen, no? So that how it will be giving. Okay, I'm taking here backtick characters, not a tilde operators, backtick characters. So number type data. So where it's stored is actually, so the number type data will be stored in a variable called a. Okay, number type of data here. So like this I have to specify the structure. Okay, so now simply remove this two. So here string type of data, so that will holds in the str. Okay, now boolean type of data, so that will be holding in t. Okay, and one more thing, any type data. In the last session of JavaScript we have discussed this one. Have you remembered? Okay, in the same manner how we are going to execute, in the same manner only we are going to execute here. So now first thing I have to transpile this one. TSC, first I'll save the program. Okay, TSC demo.ts. If it is already there, that will be overridden, and again demo.js file will be compiled and demo.js file will be written. Okay, now so there is no errors that will be printed, that will be giving empty line. So then you can put the next thing demo.js, then we can compile that. Welcome to TypeScript. Okay, data, number data, string data. So like this. See here, this is a template literal format. Template literal. So that means multi-line will be added. If you write like this, suppose number data, so it won't get whatever the value you are getting here. Okay, as it will be printed. So we have seen this in the previous case. TS compiled successfully, and whatever the dollar flower brackets A, whatever we have given, that will be as it is printed. See here. Okay, so if you are giving single quotes and double quotes, it won't be affected. If you want to print that value, you have to put A here, comma A. So concatenation you have to add here. No? So for that, so we are using backtick characters like template string, template literal, multi-line string we can add with the help of JavaScript backtick character. Okay, see here, it's added 10. No, so like this one and this one is same, but here I am used backtick characters.